The basket lay abandoned by the roadside. Inside, a tiny girl slept, oblivious to the cruel hand fate had dealt. She was no more than 3, with rosebud lips and a cloud of golden curls. A tiny hand clutched a worn doll, her only companion in a world that had already shown her such darkness. No note lay beside her, no explanation for this heartless act. Only the soft chirping of crickets broke the silence, a mournful symphony for a childhood already stolen. The setting sun cast long shadows across the road, painting the scene in hues of orange and purple. A lone tear traced a path down the little girl's cheek, a silent testament to the pain of being unwanted, of being left behind. The world seemed to hold its breath, waiting, watching, as the first stars began to twinkle in the vast expanse of the night sky. The basket, a symbol of despair, stood in stark contrast to the beauty of the world around it. High on a hill overlooking the village stood a house shrouded in sadness. It belonged to Thomas and Mary, a kind and gentle couple who had known their share of heartache. Their laughter had faded a year ago when their baby boy, Samuel, succumbed to a fever that swept through the village. Now silence echoed through the empty rooms, a constant reminder of their loss.
Whispering to herself, "Samuel, my sweet boy."
Mary moved through the house like a ghost, her eyes downcast, her shoulders slumped with grief. Thomas, once a pillar of strength, now bore the weight of the world on his own shoulders. He tried to be brave for Mary, but the pain of losing their son was a wound that refused to heal. The garden, once Samuel's pride and joy, lay neglected, the flowers wilting, their vibrant colors now muted with neglect. The swing set stood silent, a rusty reminder of joyous laughter, now silenced.
Softly. We'll find a way, Mary. Somehow we'll find a way.
News of the abandoned child reached Thomas and Mary like a whisper on the wind. A flicker of something akin to hope sparked in their weary hearts. Could this be a sign, a chance to open their home and their hearts once more? With trepidation and a glimmer of hope, they made their way to the village, their steps echoing the silent prayer in their hearts.
Do you think, could it be Thomas?
I don't know, Mary, but we have to try.
The sight that greeted them stole their breath away. The little girl, her eyes wide with a mixture of fear and wonder, looked up at them from the basket. In that instant, something shifted within Thomas and Mary. The love they thought they had lost forever, the love they had buried deep within their hearts, stirred back to life. This tiny, fragile creature, abandoned and alone, had somehow found her way into the deepest recesses of their souls. Mary, her own heart aching with a mother's empathy, reached down and gently lifted the little girl into her arms. The child, sensing no threat, no hint of malice, relaxed against Mary's bosom, the scent of lavender, faint but familiar, wafted from Mary's shawl, calming the child's fears. In that embrace, a bond was forged, an unspoken promise whispered between two souls yearning for love.
Shh, it's all right, little one. You're safe now.
They named her Lily for the delicate beauty she possessed. Under Mary's loving care, Lily blossomed. Her laughter, like the tinkling of wind chimes, filled the house that had known only silence for so long. Mary taught her the alphabet, her gentle voice patient and encouraging.
Laughing, "Higher, Lily, higher."
Thomas, his eyes twinkling with a newfound joy, would swing her high in the air, her laughter echoing across the garden, chasing away the shadows of the past. Together, they breathed life back into the neglected garden.
I built Lily a tiny set of gardening tools, her name engraved on the handles with loving care.
They planted seeds, their fingers brushing in the rich soil, planting not just flowers, but hope.
My small hands struggled to keep up with Thomas's, but I helped him plant a pomegranate tree. Its delicate pink blossoms, a symbol of rebirth.
The garden became their sanctuary, a place where they could forget their sorrows and embrace the simple joys of life.
As the seasons turned, the garden transformed into a kaleidoscope of colors, a testament to our love and dedication.
My face aglow with pride, I would carefully water my pomegranate tree, whispering secrets to it on warm summer evenings.
The tree thrived under her care, its branches reaching towards the sky, its leaves a vibrant green, mirroring the hope that blossomed in their hearts. Days turned into months, months into years.
My laughter, as bright as the sunflowers in our garden, filled their lives with a joy they had thought lost forever.
She was the heart of their home, the missing piece they hadn't known they were searching for.
I taught her to bake bread, the scent of yeast and cinnamon filling the air with warmth and comfort.
Thomas would read her stories by the fire, his voice deep and soothing, transporting her to faraway lands filled with adventure and wonder.
My eyes wide with wonder, I would hang on to his every word, my imagination taking flight.
In their love, she found solace and security, her laughter a testament to the healing power of family. They were a family, bound not by blood, but by something far stronger, the unbreakable bonds of love and devotion. One crisp autumn afternoon, a shadow fell upon their idyllic life.
A carriage, its black paint gleaming in the afternoon sun, arrived at our doorstep.
A woman emerged, her face hidden behind a veil, her bearing haughty and cold. It was Lily's real mother, back to claim what she had so carelessly discarded years ago.
Her voice, sharp and demanding, shattered the peace we had so carefully rebuilt.
She spoke of her change of heart, of her desire to finally be a mother to Lily. But her words rang hollow, her eyes devoid of any warmth or affection.
It was clear that her motives were less than pure, driven by greed and self-interest rather than genuine love.
The return of the shadow threatened to unravel the life they had so lovingly woven together. A legal battle ensued, a battle that tore at the very fabric of their family. Lawyers, their faces grim, spoke of rights and legalities, their words like daggers piercing the heart of their little family.
Sobbing, "Oh Lily, my sweet girl."
Mary, her face paled with worry, held Lily close, her tears falling silently onto the child's golden curls. Thomas, his face etched with a pain that ran deeper than words, fought with every fiber of his being to keep the child they had raised as their own.
We can't lose her, Mary. We just can't.
But the law, blind to the love that bound them together, ruled in favor of the biological mother. Lily, confused and frightened, was torn from the only family she had ever known. Her cries of protest, her pleas to stay with Thomas and Mary were ignored, her small hands pried away from Mary's desperate grasp.
No, I want to stay with you, please.
The carriage, now a symbol of their shattered dreams, rumbled away, leaving behind a silence so profound, so absolute, that it felt like the end of the world. Lily's life with her real mother was a stark contrast to the loving home she had known. The grand house felt cold and empty, devoid of laughter and warmth. Her mother, preoccupied with social engagements and material possessions, had little time or affection for her.
Whispering to herself, "I miss you, Mary, Thomas."
Lily, once a vibrant and carefree child, retreated into herself, her silence a shield against the indifference that surrounded her. The toys that filled her room, expensive and extravagant, held no appeal. They were mere objects, lacking the love and care that had transformed simple wooden toys into cherished companions.
These toys, they don't mean anything.
She yearned for Mary's gentle touch, for Thomas's comforting presence, for the warmth of their love that had been so abruptly ripped away from her. Only Martha, the kind-hearted maid, showed Lily any kindness. She would sneak Lily extra cookies, her eyes twinkling with sympathy.
"Here you go, darling. A little treat for you."
She would brush Lily's hair with a tenderness that belied her gruff exterior, whispering stories of her own childhood, stories filled with laughter and love.
"When I was your age, we used to play in the fields all day."
Martha, with her simple acts of kindness, became Lily's lifeline, a beacon of hope in a world that had grown dark and cold. One day Martha found Lily crying, clutching the worn doll that Mary had gifted her. The doll, a symbol of the love she had lost, had become her most treasured possession.
"I miss them so much, Martha."
Martha, her heart breaking for the child, knew she had to do something. She had heard whispers of Thomas and Mary's devastation, of their relentless search for Lily. A plan began to form in her mind, a daring plan that held the promise of reuniting Lily with the only family she had ever truly known. Late one moonless night, Martha, her heart pounding with a mixture of fear and determination, helped Lily escape. They crept out of the house, their footsteps silent on the cold stone floor. Martha, clutching Lily's hand tightly, led her through the dark and silent streets, their destination, the warmth and love that awaited them at the top of the hill.
"Hold on tight, Lily. We're almost there."
The reunion was one of tears and laughter, of heartfelt embraces and whispered promises. Lily, her face buried in Mary's embrace, felt her heart soar with a joy she had thought lost forever.
Mary, Thomas, I'm home!
Thomas, his eyes filled with tears of relief, held them both close, vowing never to let them go.
We'll never be apart again, I promise.
They had found their way back to each other, their love stronger than ever, their bond unbreakable. Lily's story is a testament to the enduring power of love, a reminder that family is not defined by blood, but by the bonds of the heart. It is a story of loss and hope, of despair and redemption, a story that reminds us that even in the darkest of times, love has the power to heal, to unite, and to triumph over adversity. And in the heart of their little family, the pomegranate tree, planted with hope and nurtured with love, continued to thrive, its branches reaching towards the sky, its fruit a sweet reminder of the enduring power of love and the triumph of the human spirit.